Welcome back to another episode of the Trust Tree. I am your
Wow.
host, your trustee, the Nashvino. Couple things I want to say before we get started. The disclaimer, just fired away. Hopefully you read it, you understand it. Also want to add to that, people who come on this platform in a general sense are here to share their story, share their testimony. It comes out how it comes out. Could be raw, could be explicit, might hear some cursing or some like racy language. Let's not judge them. Let's give them peace, give them grace, because first and foremost, I'm grateful that they even came to this platform to share their story, share their testimony. So let's respect their expressive and creative license. Okay, so please, again, let's respect that. Second thing is, thank you so much for hanging in there with us. We was MIA for about a week, had some issues, with YouTube. Now we out on bond, we out here in these streets, we getting it cracking again. So thank you to everybody, what I'm saying, that watched the older videos, everybody that's subscribed to us right now, people that's spreading the word. We love word of mouth around here. Please like, subscribe, share, tell everybody, and tell some more people. Come over here to Unwrap. We got what you need. We got something every day of the week. We got something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, right back to business. Kind of honored to be the first show back on, out on bond. You know what I'm saying? Like a fresh take on life, new lease on life. So, welcome again. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us. Subscribe, like, share, spread the word. Yes, absolutely. If you are new here, the Trust Tree is a show about real people um, sharing their stories. We have somewhere it's more of an interview style. Other times we just basically have somebody telling their story. We've got a couple of those, but it's just conversations with real people. Like, we really want to get to the heart of people, the heart of situations. I'm all about healing and reflection, and how better to heal than to tell your story and to reflect and realize that I'm all about, it's not you, it's me. We got to take accountability for things we got going on in life. So that's what the Trust Tree is really all about, is conversations with people, and just people telling their stories and sharing what they want to share. We build and we grow around here. So we want to focus on growth and not perfection. With that being said, we got a very, 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 very special show today. One of the newest members to the Unwrap fam. To know him is to love him for real. Like, very real, very raw. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some gems drop. We're gonna have some self-reflective moments, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of comedy in this as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to the Trust Tree from Overdose Music, Qualude, but we call him Q. Hello.
Peace. How you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
So
Appreciate you having me.
it's all love. I like to start letting the guests introduce themselves in their own words. So tell the people who you are, where you be, and what you got going on.
Well, my name is Qualude, um, also known as Q, or what I'm saying, to some that really know me closely, Jason. You know, I'm a dude that just never gave up on music.
Okay.
That basically that's my language. No matter how far fetched it seemed, no matter what the scenario, I just never stopped. Could I? How they call people like hopeless romantics? Maybe I was just a hopeless artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can never stop. So, and other than that, as a definition to me, I'm on a journey, man. I'm understanding, life in this way. You know what I'm saying? Nothing that I'm doing right now since I've been home is anything that I normally do. But
Mhm.
it's like, I put the effort in, regularly, in the past find myself in prison forever, not valuing myself or, the friendships and relationships not that I share with others, and go through all of these fucking situations with no problem. It's like, why I'm not gonna put that kind of effort into peace and tranquility, once and for all for Jason, instead of, wanting to be a part of, and all that other shit, that we do in life. When you learning this shit by trial and error, So yeah, I ain't gonna I can't even explain the definition to me. Meaning, I don't even know why I'm here, or how. I ain't even gonna say why I'm here. How I'm here. I'm learning to understand why I'm here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That's better said. I'm
You
learning recently that why I'm here.
you jump right in though, on the right page. Um, this journey that you're on, right? I'm pretty sure it comes with a lot of, self reflection. What part so far have you found like the most frustrating? Like what part of the journey?
Um, Not knowing and not having control of the unknown.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Straight up, for me, because I'm used to 1 + 1 = 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to look out for this, look out for that. In this new era, everything is the total opposite. So
okay.
yeah.
When you get like really frustrated or like in a bad way to where you kind of sort of like revert to your old attitude, like what means of release do you use? Like do you journal, you put it all in the music, or you just sit in silence? Like I find sitting in silence helps me a lot. What's your thing?
Man, that's not good for me sitting in silence. I smoke a lot of bud, so my silence take me to journeys that shit'll just lift off. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it's music. It's definitely music, man. I'm able to express myself, safely and as strong as I want to. You know what I mean? So that's that, and I ain't gonna front. Recently, having some good friends, some adults that understand.
Mm,
Because I've learned that a lot of adults nowadays, either they forgot or they no longer understand, or you know, if they do understand, they want to get as far away from you as possible. You know what I'm saying? That's not You're not part of the algorithm.
mhm.
You know, and that's the most frustrating part of learning that common sense ain't common. Respect ain't respect no more.
Yeah.
Nobody gives two shits about anything that's really solid. What people give a fuck about is their perception. It don't matter how full of shit it is. And
Yeah.
that I think that's the most frustrating part, because I deal with everybody genuinely and directly, you know? And
I
and
mean,
and and, and coming from the background that a lot of us come from, that's not my job when I meet you to fucking poke holes or have any type of doubt. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, when I meet you, I'm gonna respect you to the fullest, man. It's harder to keep the respect than it is to earn it.
mhm.
But that's not how it is. Well, that's not the experiences that I've had when it came to the internet type of thing. A lot of these individuals just went with their perception, no matter how fucking blatant you know what I mean? It's like, yo, X's and O's. Nah, bro, what shit ain't adding up. But that didn't matter, because their perception is what counted, you know?
Yeah.
And then ultimately, the payment, this is what was even crazier when you learn that. The payment was attention.
That's
Attention,
crazy.
man. These these are all the individuals that literally, and mind you, you have these effects with grown people, but
Mhm.
these are all individuals who have a life. They didn't exist before. That's why everybody like thought that I was an act or a gimmick or some shit over. Like, nah. Some people, from kids. Yo, put it like this. I went to the high school My stepson had got in trouble, right? And it was a principal and like the co-principal, whatever the fuck he was, right? But you could tell that these dudes had a personal kind of vibe. Like if you remember that shit, remember that cartoon that was like, yeah, Spike, yeah, Spike. You know what I'm saying? You're like, shut up. You remember that?
Yeah.
So I saw that and I saw how one was like gravitating toward Az, and they were telling him basically that there was a ceiling in his world. He was saying, man, you need to stop thinking about this, that, and the third. Kind of with my uncle at the shop and all that. And I'm like, it's all right for him to dream. You don't know what the fuck his dreams is.
Mhm.
But for you to automatically ostracize him because he thinks outside the box. Out of nowhere, something made me ask a question out of nowhere. And I said to them, yo, when y'all was in school, what kind of people was y'all? Was y'all lit? Like y'all, or nah? I could already see it there. Neither one of them was. You get me? So your
Mhm.
problem wasn't anything that Az did. Your problem was little bro lit, little bro
Yeah.
confident. And he's from your neck of the woods. And no matter how much you try to tell him, hey, just be this little whatever the fuck, because that's what happened for me in life. I used to be the wrestling champ and all that, but no, this is reality. So I can connect you with reality now. He like, nah, bro, because I'm doing better than you now. And I'm a teenager.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? So again, it's all about perception. And nowadays, I believe a lot of the time the internet has replaced reality for a lot of individuals. You know what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I'm with you when you're right for sure on
So the
that one.
more the more people get stuck into that shit, the more like real life outside don't work for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Like personal interactions aren't is really not a thing. You know, we recently all just met face to face, but we was handling business, so we really didn't have time to like, connect and link and build, in a real way. You know, hopefully we can get you back up here and we can actually do that. But you when you just
Hold
said,
on though. Hold on
yeah,
though. Hold
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
though. Because watch this. Even though we didn't get a chance to do all that individually, we all work like a true network
We
without no
did.
questions asked.
We
Other
did.
than I'm talking about behind the scenes, from the setups to the man, we finding zip ties and all kinds of shit. We put the operation together. And that showed that, yeah, we might all met on the internet, but the limited few of us, the energy truly was real. So when we pulled up, that shit couldn't do nothing but magnify. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
We was all vibing in that motherfucker like we really knew each other forever.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
For
that's
real.
dope. That's dope. Cuz
No questions asked to it.
the climate
Not
is
one
fucked up.
argument, not one discrepancy, not one let's fix none of that shit.
Yep. Yep. That's
Word.
true. That's
Shout
true.
out Swipey in the smoke bus. Yeah. He ain't tell you about that shit? Yo, I swear to yo, bro, man, I don't know how he did it. The dude came with the bazooka smoking the bosses up with the so Swipey went and put his face right in front of the rocket thing.
In front of the fucking thing the smoke come out of?
Yo, I'm talking about, yo, this shit let out. It got one big ass hole in the middle. Then it got like 8 little holes around it, and they all blow smoke at once with the it's like a lawnmower. You got to start it like the lawnmower. It ain't just a button. He pulled that shit. Ta-da! Yo, when he did that shit, I'm thinking, yo, that's nothing. Swipey will tell you, I swear to God, I went to that thing. I turned into a prissy little white bitch. I'm telling you, look at my puff was this. Ooh, my shit was yo, and that little ass. Whew, yo, I sat down. I said, God damn, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get the fuck off this bus, man. Remember, I told Swipey that, yo, I said, listen, through all this time in my life, I just knew I love bud. I found out that day I do not love weed. I like it a lot, but I don't love that shit. Hell nah.
Well, we all know Swipey loves the weed. He definitely does.
Man, listen here. These niggas, yo, shout out Swiping. Shout out motherfucking Cam and Nino. Really can't get him no shout out because that shit put them on their ass. Them niggas forgot. Yo, them niggas was so high, they became fans of theyself. You know it, Nash. These niggas was in slow motion. Don't front. For one thing, he could say is, I had some great kids that night. He might been mad they didn't do shit for the show, but it was excellent when it came to daddy shit. When it came to trouble, I love my them niggas were so they were like that, man. I love you, dad. Damn, I love you, dad. He like, do the show. See, I like this shit. Like, I love you, dad.
Stop
I
hugging
love
and
you.
shit.
Stop hugging. Yeah,
That's
hold on,
crazy.
Nash. You know, when you pulled up, I had one of them fucking one of them benches. Then when you pulled up, because remember I said, yo, we gonna share a bench. When you pulled up, I said, oh, we not gonna share no bench. Let me get this other bench over here, right? But watch this. Did you notice? Did you notice? Them niggas was sharing one bench over there in the corner.
Yeah.
You ain't noticed that?
Yeah. They all were. Every single one of them.
All three of them was squished. You get me?
They
How
was
they
hold,
managed that, I have no idea.
they was
But I
holding
know
each
we
other
got
up.
many a shots of bony ass Nino, his son-in-law and the girlfriend that just kept popping up everywhere like the Black Harry Potter. She just kept popping up everywhere. Nobody saw her walking. She just arrived.
That's why is this shit true though? Oh, oh
Yo,
shit.
like, how did she get up this little swirl? She just arrived.
I don't know. And then that fucked up staircase. All of it. That shit was
Hey,
different.
yo, Nash. Man, listen. I take a deep breath on. I know damn well you know we should have recorded your ass coming up them steps, man.
Man, listen. And that coming down them
You know it
motherfuckers
was
too.
real. 'Cause
My
you,
my shirt got caught and I was
yo,
like,
you
hey, if
was,
this shit don't come loose, it belongs to Reggie's now. Fuck
oh
it.
man. Yo, you was good until like your head went through the floor and then your shoulders got there and you looked over. I had caught you right at the time. I said, uh-oh. And that's when you try to scoot around. You couldn't even use the feet regular way. You had to literally sideways scroll around this thing. But
That's
you
like,
had the face like,
that's
yo,
exactly how
word
I
to
got up
mother.
there.
Y'all niggas better not be filming. I ain't in the mood for no fucking respect. And that's when you came up. Remember, I had the perfect response. I said, now we just found out this is not an emergency exit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad y'all to record that because that's exactly how the
Shit.
fuck I got out the top. That shit is ridiculous and they need to
Hey,
take that
yo,
shit
I'm
down.
talking about that was a bunch of deep breaths. You came up that thing so like, yo, I know you niggas, man. It ain't, yo, y'all violating. I know it's an elevator or something to get up here. What
Man, motherfucker could have sent a text or something like, hey,
the fuck
just to
y'all
let
get
you
the
know,
fuck up
get
here?
up here is a nightmare, something. But you know
Yo,
what? With
the
all
fuck
that
y'all
being
get the
said,
equipment up here?
and talking about the relationships and shit, as far as like friendships and romantic relationships are concerned, what do you think is the most important trait for either of those?
Um, for me,
Hmm.
I guess remember that statement I said it before, the hopeless romantic shit.
Hmm.
For me, I'm one of them kids that like fell in love from the, certain songs and shit. You be at the amusement park. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That type shit. But I think the key to it is remembering how you met them and keeping it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That same vibe, the same little giggle, that same all that shit, man. That's the key, man. Is being the individual that they met. You know what I'm saying? Simple and plain. And that's just you ain't gotta put no work in to do that if you just be you. You know what I'm saying? Straight the fuck up. Nothing to hide. Just be you. You know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that. Yeah, you really don't have to put no work
But
in
I think that's
if
the
you're
key
doing
to it.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, ain't no such thing as 50-50. That's they be saying, I want shit with shit 50-50. And it's 50-50 that's missing. Now, nigga, you coming to that bitch 100 and we keep change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm.
Shit. Mm-mm.
Do you think it's ego? Is you think it's ego that kind of fucks up the dynamic in relationships, whether it be a friendship or like a romantic situation?
Definitely. Ego. Um, ego, perception, and also how you was raised, you know?
Mm.
You can't blame somebody who don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Because look at me, like certain shit that's normal to some may be, a fucking fantasy to you. Something simple as, a Christmas morning with mother and father and really having what you wanted under the damn tree. Hey, dad, hey, mom, daddy coming home from work, daddy, all that shit. I ain't gonna hold you. The other day, I be watching little shorts and shit like that. That shit still bring tears in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word to mother, man. That shit because certain shit that we never got to fucking live. To some, that's normal to them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So they can never understand the pain that you carry. And for whatever reason, I guess we cut from something different where you can't just sit and hold on to miserable shit. And we know what hell is. We know what real ass whoopings is, man. Nobody got time to front. Shit. We were just talking about this before the live. Niggas need cookies and on the cookie in the top and the bottom on the right eye. Bust lip on the left eye. Yeah, real Popeye shit.
Get your
We ain't
mind
give a
right.
fuck. They ain't never stopped nobody. No matter how much Popeye got his ass whooped, that did not stop him working for bony ass crackhead olive oil, right?
Not a crackhead, damn. Okay,
Come on now,
let's
everybody know olive oil is a junkie.
you see not a joke. What crackhead and junkie is like is basically the same thing, but why does one sound worse than the other? Like junkie is offensive. Like crackhead is
You're
like
right.
standard.
That's what I'm saying because crack ain't exist back then. So she was a junkie. She was bony as hell, just chasing dick for no rent. Popeye. And then, only time Popeye was lit is when he had the bud. He had that green. He had that paper. You know what I'm saying? When he ain't got no paper, he just that was the truth of it. That nigga get his bread up. That shit is like, income tax in the hood. Uh-oh, Popeye's finished. Bitch like, oh, Popeye. I love you, Popeye. Come on, go.
That's nuts. Shout out to
Come on
everybody
now.
in the
Your dick
comments.
only big as long as she love you.
That's fucked up.
That's what niggas need to understand. This shit is not drawn out no crazy shit. Your dick is only big as long as she love you. The second that she don't love you, you got low ass dick. You can have 9 kids with her, 12, 15 children. Guess what? Any woman on the face of this planet, and I'm saying woman, the second she don't love you, you got a little dick.
That's pretty fucked up, but it might be accurate. I don't know. So
What you
let's
mean? I
let's
know it's
let's
accurate. Ask any of your relatives. Any of your
let's
relatives, if they not with the new baby, if they not with the baby father, and they with the new baby father, the ex baby father got a little dick, and it got to be that way because you can't tell the new baby father that he got a big dick. You can't tell me no shit like that. We
hell
not
no.
together. Baby done with.
Who the
Baby
fuck gonna do
done with.
that?
Out of here. You know what I'm saying?
That
So
shit's just weird.
remember that. We only got motherfucking your dick only big. Just like same thing with females. Pussy only good long as he love you.
Is that true?
Y'all break up. She ain't got that bomb no more. You crazy? She ain't got that bomb. Fuck out of here. She ain't got that. What? You chicks, y'all be telling y'all friends, yo, don't
My
worry
shit
about it.
was
I swear to
small
God.
before she met
Yo,
me. That's
and that
crazy.
nigga still need me. Nah, man. Behind your back, man, she does not got that bomb no more. Hell no. Nah. Not no nigga. Mm-mm.
Okay, let's take it back. Let's take it back to the beginning. How
All right.
from what you remember, how was your childhood?
Yo, what's crazy is I guess I don't have too many fucked up memories. Well, they are fucked up, but they're not to me. You know, like I said, when it comes to that foster shit, for whatever reason, you learn to adjust to that shit, and you learn to just not have no hope. When this one family comes see you or they take you out or bring you here, whatever. And you know what else used to assist you with that? That fucking program. That was like more or less you knew you weren't getting adopted. It used to be a program called Big Brother, Big Sister Agency. You knew when them niggas came and started visiting. So, like when you give up hope, I can't say what it feel like to be adopted and have that loving family that got you, from here on out. I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? My experiences was a little different and you know, you learn what you call like an available bed, a bed available. You know what I'm saying? So your shit could change at any time. You know what I mean? The
Mhm.
smaller the baby, the more the more the higher they are up on the totem pole for that bed. I don't give a fuck, that is your bedroom. You understand what I'm saying? So if it's a little, if it's a baby, you out of there. Now, depending on the time of day, they may not have a family available to pick you up or take you into a crib at 2 in the morning. So guess where you're going? To a fucking facility. You understand what I'm saying? You go to a
Mhm.
facility. Now, if it's the weekend, guess what? State ain't functioning like that. So now you in this shit for the weekend, right? You ain't did shit wrong. Nothing. In this little process, you functioning with everybody else. Playing games, whatever else have you. But they don't know that you just got here and, this ain't your thing. But they still being them. And now you end up locking ass with whoever. Now, with that infraction, your foster home days is done with. And you ain't did shit wrong. Now they believe that this program is good for you.
Mm.
Well, I'm just giving you my shit, man. Now this shit good for you. So now you on a never-ending journey to get the fuck out of here. I ain't do nothing. But you don't know how to express that as a child. And nobody want to hear you. You don't have nobody fighting for you from the outside. You understand what I'm saying? And the
Mhm.
more you express it, the more it shows you need this facility.
Mm.
Yeah, man. My introduction to the fucking prison system, handcuffs and shackles, and I hope you know that too. Now that you're in a facility, no crime committed, no none of that. When you do go to family court on that emergency court date Monday, you have to go with regular transportation. So you are handcuffed and shackled. Yes, because that's the transportation protocol from a fucking facility. They don't step in and say, hold on, man. That's a foster kid that just that. They don't do none of that, man. It's called a bed available. Simple as that.
Damn. Now,
So you
how
learn to adjust to that shit.
how old were you when you went in?
Shit. I mean, I've been going through that shit my whole life. I can't honestly say. I mean, I could break it down to like grades where I know in the beginning of the 4th grade was when they took me the fuck up out of there for, one of them bed available shits. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I say I was what, 10? You know what I mean? Give or take. Word.
Oh no, okay. I'm sorry. What I was saying was like at what age were you when you entered into foster care? Like if the first time you ever like
Oh,
experienced.
I was in the foster care from birth. My
Oh
mother
shit.
gave me away at birth. She was a fiend. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, she gave me away at birth. Word up.
Damn. Did you like throughout the journey? Did you ever encounter a family that you know that you felt okay? I could be with these people. I fuck with them.
Long range, I mean, you would meet a couple like members in the family, but the full set, hell no. You get me? I had the one like 49 Timber Street, Saluda Lounge. Yes, sir. But her hustle was foster kids. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It was foster kids. Like, and she had family. She couldn't hold a nigga. Yo, that's the crazy thing. That's why I used to run away from other places to go back to. She'll fucking tell on a nigga. You understand what
Damn.
I'm saying? But that's the closest thing that I had called home. You know what I mean? But I just wasn't family, you dig?
So was
Yeah.
that like the first place you felt safe?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I can't ever say I never felt unsafe, because back then kids got ass whoopings. So
Hmm.
you knew, you understand, didn't matter what fucking family you was in. You out of line, you getting your ass whooped. Wasn't none of this shit now, like none of that. So I can't ever say I ain't feel safe. I can say many of them didn't have no embracing. Like, the same old person that was there with the fucking case workers or whatever have you, and that vibe and all that shit where you sitting in a little living room or whatever. That whole vibe changed once them damn case workers left. All of a sudden cigarettes is lit. You know what I'm saying? To their world, man. That's the bedroom, and that's just that. Ain't no breakdown. Ain't no there you go. Adjust. Out of here. Like, wasn't no none of that, man. So nah. Mm-mm.
Okay. When you went to high school, or did you go to high school? Was that part of that? Like, was you able to go to like regular school?
Yo, I was in regular school all the way up to fourth grade. Yeah, I was in regular school up to the fourth grade.
Then what happened with fifth grade?
Shit, I was introduced into New York State Division for Youth. Man, did all them shits in there.
From fifth grade on?
Yeah.
Then at what point did you discover that basically like music was what you needed?
Yo, man, music has been in my life from day one. I never knew that was what I needed. I was trying to fix my green screen. Fuck it. But music was always in my life because that's how I express myself. You know, that was my go-to thing, regardless of what. You know what I mean? That's what made me feel good. You know, I was always in the music class, after school programs. Like I used to tap dance, model, um, play the piano, violin, bass, clarinet.
That's what's
Yes,
up.
I was always into. I love music. Hell yeah, I love music. That was the outlet where nobody judged you. Nobody,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you ever view it as a means to an end? At it, when you were young?
Hell no. Hell no. And what's funny about it is, to this day, if anybody that has really worked with me on some music shit, whether it's, I don't give a fuck if it's band lab, on the street, or these major niggas is vibing with now, or even when it came out there to you and I, like, I'm natural with it, man. Like, I don't know how to explain it, so, and I vibe on that kind of energy. So it's never no ripples in the pond, man, because if the energy ain't there, we ain't around each other. Simple as that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I truly be on some vibing type shit,
So considering your journey, right? And like cuz from the start, one can say you was dealt a bad hand. What are your thoughts on like forgiveness and holding grudges, right?
Yo, I don't hold grudges. I had told Heat that. I said, yo, what's crazy is, times, certain scenarios occurred. And I had told Heat, yo, I swear to God, like, I don't wake up in the morning no matter what the fuck occurred. I never wake up thinking pessimistic or thinking, I don't wake up that way. I wake up brand new, fresh, good energy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And unless something is brought to my attention, I don't dwell on no shit like, yo, man, you remember that? Nah, hell no. Straight up, no matter how upset we was the night before, the next morning, nigga, I ain't waking up on that. You? That's how I'm getting up. You know what I'm saying? And everybody I associate with, that's why people tap in like that on a regular morning or not. We gonna come with some good energy or no energy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna avoid you if I'm feeling kind of ways. I ain't trying to unload that shit on you unless it's something that I gotta truly express to you.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, we gonna respect, trust each other, and that's that. And that shit is just stuck on a acknowledging each other as adults and with families and children, and you know what I'm saying. That's where it's, man.
Yeah. Now, considering,
Uh,
your
and what's
upbringing.
crazy is, let me say this too.
Yeah.
I've always had hold on, look. I've always had this thought and this concept, right? And shout out to so many people that come home from prison and they have this thought and concept, right? And yo, I swear to God, unless you come across the right people, the shit ain't gonna work. So I owe a lot of my transition to, the genuinely good individuals around me that have been supportive to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Such as yourself. Not no matter how much you see, I sat on here on the internet like, yeah, that's Big Nash. Man, face to face, I still say, God damn, you even more bigger than what I thought, man. Oh shit. Your fucking head scrubbing the roof. You got the on, and you gonna come in here with this low ass nigga talking about that's my husband. Oh shit, shout out, Swipey. Big dogs in the building. Oh. But you understand what I'm saying though?
Yeah, yeah,
That might be what I'm saying on some laughter, but you can feel my energy, my shit genuine, man.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. The most I can compare my life to is, as I say all the time, man, that footsteps poster. That from it says, yo, when you look at it in footprints. Times you were sitting there like, damn, why this? Why that?
Mhm.
You ain't had me. Nah, God had me all this time, man. God take care of fools and babies. And obviously, I've been both of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't never stop loving a motherfucker, man.
It happens.
Somehow, I still see the good in you, man. And that's what this shit about. So many people say, man, you got ABC, da da da. Don't fuck with this, that, and the third. That'll never stop me from being the individual I am. If you're a good motherfucker, I'm gonna be a good motherfucker to you, man.
But
You
where
know
does
what I'm
that
saying?
come from? Where do you think that comes from?
That come from not having no good motherfuckers around. That's exactly where that come from. That shit don't come from having it. Because if you notice, people that have it and they spoiled, they don't give a fuck about the next motherfucker. You can't get a bite of that burger. They throwing that shit in the trash.
Yeah, yeah,
We cut different, man. You know what I mean? You don't gotta tell me you hungry. If I'm sitting there watching you, like, nah, man, we ain't gonna do that. And I'm talking about I'll exhibit shit like this on a prison floor. See somebody come in, they might have came up on a prison bus. They really ain't got it. The pastor brought them up. Baby mom's and the baby. I'm in the prison with bro. No, he's struggling. They sitting there for this whole 6 motherfucking hours, man. And they ain't got shit at the table. You think I ain't finna have my people go to that machine and set that table out? For sure, man. It's a baby up there, you know what I'm saying? But that's how far people will really go to bid with their man. You know what I
mhm,
mean? She can't afford to bring this. Whatever you bought with the food, you can't bring that into prison. Get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Not to eat on the visiting floor, so that shit cash on hand. So yeah, man, that's just how it is, bro. For me. Cause I know what it is. I know what it is to not be given a fuck about. So for me, that shit make me feel great to make people feel good, man. I don't like to see people hurting. No.
yeah. But having that kind of energy, right? That kind of outlook in an environment like prison, like how how did that change? Like how did that change you? Like you was one way when you went in, and then you came out another. You know what I'm saying? But in between, like what was that like? The journey in itself.
I mean, for me, it was a bit different because I was already conditioned for incarceration, should I say. You know what I mean? I was dealing with, if you've ever heard of you got a maximum secure juvenile facility called Hillbrook in New York. I went through Hillbrook. I went through Maston Park. I went through Harlem Valley. You understand? And these are spots where staff used to fuck children up. And I'm talking about these is back when we was kids, when kids was the size of kids. Wasn't no 6'2", 11-year-old. Nah. You know what I'm talking about. Adults fucking you up. They used to call it restraint. Come on, man. So, you was we and other than that, we was also brought up under a different type of moral compass, regardless of that. It was mandatory. You respect the females. You get what I'm saying? You respect mothers and children. Niggas can have real beef in the street. And guess what? That's a dub if he with his mother. That's a dub if he with his kids. That's a dub if he with the baby mama and the kids. You understand what I'm saying? That's a
Mhm.
dub if he's sitting on his mama's steps. Niggas done roll by like this on that ass. He's sitting on his mama's steps. Yeah. That's the era we come from. It ain't no longer that, man. Bullets is going through children, walls, grandmas, everything. The funeral. So, and you feel bad because guess what? My generation was the generation who fucking glamorized that shit. And we got the consequences for it. Tattoos, scars, all this shit to glamorize it. And I'm still rhyming that gangster shit. Those are my experiences, man. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I'm like, that's what I'm saying. That's that real fork in the road, man. That's why I told Heat, they can say I'm crazy or not. I bet you about 5 years, I swear to God, I'm gonna have me a church called Ghetto Wings, my nigga. Yes, sir. I bet you.
I ain't
Because I'm
mad
gonna
at
give my
that.
life over to God, but I ain't giving that shit over. I ain't giving that shit over in like the regular old, you know what I'm saying, suit and tie Baptist way. I ain't finna do it like that. I can't go out like that, man. If I could shake the building in the street, nigga. Yeah, I've been a leader since I was a little kid. I had a team of niggas shoveling snow. Anybody that know me tell you, man, man, I know how to maneuver, man. And it's always more. I've been saying that when I met niggas on the internet. I used to say, yo, man, it's strength in a man, but it's power in a team, man. And you gotta just, yo, and you ain't playing boss status. It's just you know how to count numbers, you know how to, share shit. I was just telling my girl today. I said how we used to be outside the grocery stores. Guaranteed we gonna get $100 motherfucking. How? We gonna bet this bitch at 6 in the morning. Yes, sir. And we gonna be out here till we get that buck. And we gonna bag up, well, not bag up, but take everybody carts, bring them shits to the fucking car and put it in their car. Lift them heavy ass bags for them people. You know what I'm saying? Get your
Mhm.
little tips. Yeah, man, we hustlers. And you got a team of niggas doing that, you get in the bag. Yes. So it didn't matter if it's 4 of us. I hit my, I get antsy and I don't want to do this shit no more. But the team might have made 60, 50, 70. Guess what?